Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are now on our webinar number 3. We're going to do it again, like with each one. We're going to do a quick recap on ChartGO. We're really going to get you to understand this holistic approach and how we can help and make sure you achieve the results and the return on training that you've been desiring for so long. I'm going to also today, we're going to dig a bit deeper into the content as such. So firstly, I'm going to give you a glimpse into a hot off the press. We just yesterday finalized some of our trends and stats for 2025. So we will look at that in a bit more detail. And then I'm going to take you into one of the courses, actually one of the top 5 most popular topics of performance management. And we're going to show you a bit in terms of the content design and what is possible with the content design, which is one component of ChartGO, which then leads into coaching, social learning, etc. But today last week we focused a bit on the platform. So today we're going to dig a bit deeper into the second big component, which is the content. Last week you might have noticed we went through the platform quite fast. We will in the future again have another dedicated session on all the AI features of the ChartGO AI-powered platform. All right, I'm going to get ready. I'm going to share my screen here. All right, fantastic. So, folks, I'm going to get going. Welcome to this webinar number 3 of the series, really making sure we can help and assist you with your full learning ecosystem. So, a quick overview. ChartGO solution, it is our AI-powered learning platform and ready to launch training solution to help teams grow faster, perform better, and stay future ready. All right, I mentioned in the previous webinar, we really focused on setting the foundation of this learning ecosystem that we will create with you on ChartGO. We looked at the AI-powered platform last week. We're going to dig into that more in the AI-specific features in the future. And we also, one of the key things was that we touched on was this importance to have us helping you as an HR business partner, helping you to set up structured learning paths and learning plans for the next 6 or 12 months, making sure we can already have a full overview of the structured learning path, because that is vital to make sure we get the results that we want. Now, again, we start with a quote today relevant to the content we're going to be focusing on. So when it comes to learning, content means everything. If learning content is not well designed and thinking with the end user in mind, all the rest will just go down the drain. It sounds like something from Mary Poppins, but it's from Christopher Pappas. A nice quote regarding the content that we're going to start with. Today, we're going to take you into more detail on this content piece, but let's just quickly have a recap. What is ChartGO? Folks, we need a different way of approaching learning in the current business environment. I'm sure you'll agree. ChartGO was born with a key focus in mind to provide a fusion of formal learning, social learning, and accountability or ownership. The key for us is reflections and connecting the learning to the bigger goals of your organizational strategy. So we focus on creating this ecosystem of learning. It's not just a platform, it's not just content, but it's an integrated solution with your business strategy top of mind. So as you can see, we have the 5 areas that's very important for us in ChartGO. The AI-powered platform, 750 plus ready-to-use courses, from soft skills to productivity tools to compliance availability. So making sure that that's ready for you to consume as required. Then number 3, I touched on the L&D business partner, making sure we help you with rolling out the learning, the onboarding, the reporting, those things that feel like it's a mountain in front of you to climb. We will help you as your personal Sherpa on this mountain experience, and actually do this for you and help you get understanding of the data and what does the data tell us, and making sure we follow the structured learning plan as such. Of course, for us, the big other thing is the speed at which we can roll out. You don't need to wait 3 months or 6 months to get started, ladies and gentlemen. Once we understand your needs and we know exactly what we're going to focus on for you to get to your outcomes, we are ready to go within 48 hours as such. We can be very quick and effective to get going. The complete corporate learning solution. That's what we call this, with tech, content, and support. So it's your ease of mind, peace of heart, where you know we are taking care and holding your hand as a partner on this journey. For us, it's not just about making the sale and say, good luck, over to you. We actually make sure we set you up for success. So again, if you want more detail on this, please go watch the previous webinars on the channel. And before we go into the course design and instructional design that we have behind the content, let's reflect a bit on 2025, as we are currently, as we record this, getting to the end of 2025. So a couple of overview and trends that we've noticed. On our engagement we had on our content this year, 125,234 unique learners that engaged and enrolled to our courses. Almost 104,000 completions, giving us a completion rate of 81.3%, which is definitely above average in the industry if you consider 81% engagement. And there's quite a few that obviously, as December statistics are still rolling in, that has not been completed yet. So very proud of that percentage there that we've achieved. Then of course, I think a fascinating stat if you break it down, 2.919 minutes of learning this year. So all our content had eyeballs on them for 2.919 million minutes in 2025. Now let's break it down a bit more. What was our 15 most popular topics? If I look at this, the 15 most popular topics, number one, with 104,000 minutes just on this one topic, harassment prevention and anti-discrimination in the US. Change management, number two. Preventing sexual harassment in the workplace, number three. Performance management, number four. Then you can see we move down to effective high-performing teams, effective teams, building diversity and inclusion. Obviously, another very popular topic for us this year. Again, getting to customer service with difficult situations with customers. Coaching and mentoring, number 10, 33,000 minutes there. And then the last five, interesting, is all related to customer service pretty much. So customer service, from first impressions, again, handling a difficult or upset customers, your attitude when you're in the service industry, and escalating certain situations in customer service also got very good traction in 2025. Now, if we zoom in a bit more and we look in particular at some of our other compliance content, and as an example, so the compliance content, what we found most popular there, our 1-hour sexual harassment course in California was popular. Cybersecurity for employees, very popular. The HIPAA privacy compliance, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, basically mandating strict rules for sensitive patient health information. You can see again sexual harassment prevention in New York, and workplace violence prevention made simple. So very clear, some of our good compliance topics popular in 2025. Then we're going to go to our productivity tools most popular, and surprise, surprise, number one, AI fluency. Power BI, number 2, number 3, Copilot for Microsoft. And again, if you look at just those 3 on the left, ladies and gentlemen, a very clear message that there's a strong uptake of AI-related content, and it indicates a high level of interest in the emerging technologies. So with this productivity tool suite that we have, definitely lots of potential there to make sure we address the need for that future skills as such. Number 4, mastering Excel in 365. Excel, always a popular one. And then SharePoint, online basics. So our SharePoint, getting to grips with how to use that app. So logging in as a user, getting started as a user, making sure you are ready for your learning, you sign in. It takes you straight, if you activate the course on performance management, once you open up the course, this is where you are and this is what you will see in terms of the outline of the course. Now, when I start the course, there's a couple of key things in terms of our design methodology I want you to keep in mind. Obviously, every course we have very clear learning objectives. What do we want you to walk away with at the end of the course? Then when we go to the course itself, you will notice that there is setting the scene on, for example, conducting effective performance reviews. Again, some of the benefits of conducting them, why should we conduct them, going into a bit of information for you there. And then there's a video to introduce and set the scene of exactly what are the key factors related to
performance reviews can be ineffective and counterproductive. Follow these 6 tips to conduct performance reviews that spur progress and lead to a more productive and insightful conversation with your team. Perhaps the single biggest thing you can do to conduct better performance reviews is to better prepare for them. Make performance reviews a year-long activity. Instead of scrounging together an evaluation at the end of the year, take regular notes about your team's performance and progress throughout the year.
All right, I'm going to pause it there so you can see a introduction, setting the scene, giving us some great tips. And then there's also some text now reinforcing some of our key messages from the video. So there's a nice balance of our video with our text and giving us more detail, some nice fact checking. So for example, performance reviews are one-sided. Supervisors talk and team members listen. Well, I think we all know that's a myth, because the actual fact is the best performance reviews are two-sided. They're a dialogue between a supervisor and the team. So you can see as we go through, really giving you just these points of interest to make sure that you can follow the conversation. Preparing for the performance review. So how do you prepare? Again, giving you some good insights into how do you prepare up front, the timing of it, why is it important to take notes, the final prep work. All right, encourage self-reflection when you are busy with it. So making sure that you encourage self-reflection. How to structure the performance meeting. So how do you actually structure it? And we go through 5 or 6 steps here to help you, making sure we can set that up correctly for you. Okay, and again, you can see coming through more tips and hints for you to run those effectively. And then we get to the end of the course, and there's a bit of a summary on this particular section. And once we are done and we scroll through all the way, I proceed to the next section, and you will see I get a completion, a 100% completion on that lesson in this particular module. And you can see I'm done 25% of my course. Now we are going into part 2, how to handle the reactions. Again, setting the scene, giving you a video overview. I'm not going to play right now. And then going into more detail on some of the key things we highlighted in the video. So here are a few examples of how you may be going with your employee. So when they feel like they are under attack, how do you react? When they go into a fight or flight response, how do you react and take control of the discussion again? Their self-esteem is hurting. How do you take control of the discussion? All right, again, giving you a bit of an overview here in terms of some situations. When someone goes silent, what do you do? When they're playing defense, what do you do? when they get tearful and emotional, what do you do? So we go into each one of those into some more details and how to handle that, and giving you some nice insights into what could be ways for you to create a safe environment. What could be some good thoughts or prompts to use to make them feel at ease and make them feel safe. So you can see a fantastic way for you to understand and truly take in not only what is performance management and what could I expect with handling difficult reactions, but actually giving you a very clear overview on what could you encounter, how should you handle that, how could you, and a couple of tips to say, think of these responses as good to use in this situation. So really helping you to understand, to take better control and understanding of that situation. Again, we get to the end and there's a summary of it. And then we have an overall course summary and questions at the end. And I want to show you here as an example, a nice way to think of it as well. Again, our key takeaways from the course. That performance reviews are specific, evidence-based, and serve as a dialogue, highlighting key strengths and areas for improvement. You can see again, fantastic tools here. Then you're going to meet our AI assistant who's going to answer any potential questions you might have. So I might say, what is the 5-point framework to use in my performance review? Now, I might have a question to say, I understand this, but sure, I actually forgot one element, or I'm unsure of a certain thing. And then our AI assistant will help you to say, think of it, number one, goal achievement, evaluate the strengths, the areas for improvement, feedback, future goals. And you might then also ask, how do you rate, what's the rating scale we use? What is the rating scale I could use? And you can see there's a bit of interaction here with our course. And now you can see it's going to tell me a common rating scale for performance reviews is 1, unsatisfactory, 2, needs improvement, 3, meet expectations, 4, exceed expectations, and 5, outstanding. So this will help you to keep track and obviously keep notes for the end and provide clear feedback. So that is then the end of the course. And when we're done with that, we get into our knowledge check, where we ask you a couple of questions where we make sure that you understand the theory. So you can get 80% completion of pass mark for the theory. And then we get into the exciting part where we get into the first step of the social learning and the next part of the learning path, where we use what we call an application activity that is also embedded in the course. And from there, we get into a lot more detail. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the start of our next journey, where we can get into social learning, where we can get into peer-to-peer reviews, where we can get into a group discussion, a group coaching discussion to say, okay, how is this relevant for me? What did I learn in my team that I can go and apply? So really key takeaways for you, and where we can now work on everyone truly understanding it with very clear goals related to the business strategy and making sure we have a very comprehensive learning solution in place. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was it for the webinar today. I hope you found it insightful. I hope you found it valuable, and a lot of interesting comments that I normally get when we talk about this content approach, where it is not the end of the learning journey, ladies and gentlemen. It is the next step. It is the start of application, accountability, and bigger influence in the team. So this is where the whole ChartGO concept really starts making sense and getting great results that you can also see live in action. So I really thank you for joining. If there's any questions, I'll give you a minute or two to pop in any questions in the chat. Thank you for joining and taking the time. And we will see you next time, definitely focusing more on some more content, potentially more about the whole approach, how this group coaching work will be one of the future webinars as well. And of course, digging deeper into the AI features of the platform.